Hey all, Leon here. Just doing another midnight run series, and jeez, look at that. After light, yeah, that's fine. Just wanted to do a little thing. I was talking to some friends and visiting some stores and stuff, but man, this whole gun control bill they're talking about coming up in January. Where to begin? I think all you saw that video, that Demand a Plan spoof that I put on my channel, and God, I've got a lot of response from that. But I figured I'd just like to put that on my channel and point that out because people are absolutely nuts. They think that because someone else did something, they're going to take away my property. And that really makes my blood boil. And I'm sure it's making everybody's blood boil. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's the headlines today. Everything was on Drudgeport, Civil War. They're talking about Civil War. Okay, the people talked about it 2 years ago, said it was in the works, and for whatever reason, nothing gets done about it. And now I'm seeing it on the news. I'm seeing Civil War in great big bold capital letters. So yeah, I mean, I think right now at a time like this, gun owners do need to be, their blood does need to be boiling, and rightfully should be. Another point I wanted to go on is I started the Nothing to Fear series, and then eventually handed that whole series off to Hank to start his channel with. And by the way, if you haven't gone to see my buddy that does the guinea pigs and all that and raises the chickens, and he's one of my best friends, he has a channel now that is user Hank RFPOA, just like Leon RFPOA. And it's a real similar channel with a lot of really good documentaries and information and stuff on it, but he's compiled a lot of it, including some of his own compilations that really hit home. And if anyone's kind of wondering at the events of late or why these things are occurring, well, all the answers you need are right there. But what it boils down to is basically they've been worming their way, spoon feeding this kind of stuff to us for decades. And now it looks like, Obama had this ace up his sleeve that had been set up since FDR, and was like, well, hell, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use it. I think the time is right, because he's got this country evenly quartered. I mean, divided and quartered like a chicken. He's got the wings, the legs, the breasts all set out, and you gotta wonder how someone, so obviously uninformed and arrogant could pull something like that off. Well, he's not alone. One, there are a lot of people that want to turn this country into a totalitarian regime, basically. And first they got the health care. That was a big one. And now they got they're going to try to go for the gun grab too. And I loved this one Patriot Nurse did that was basically titled, "No, you're not getting my guns." I think that's where I stand, and I think that's where the Constitution rests. So I'm pretty damn sure, in the best of my legal ability, anyone tries to take my gun, I think it is even legal in Georgia. If you try to confiscate my gun, that's your fair game. You can get shot, and anyone who tries to confiscate my guns will get shot, and that's a fact. But I've seen a lot of fear and a lot of anger out here going on, and I'm totally with y'all people, but I would just step back too and also take a breath and look at it and realize that, Dianne Feinstein's, pardon me, there's going to be language ahead, so just, this is me talking, in my Barris J.A. voice, how I really talk. So if you don't want to see me as a cursing type person, because I do it every so often, but I tell you what, if this complete and utter attention whore, communist woman, Dianne Feinstein, she can go get fucked. She might think that she can introduce a bill to do the things that she proposes on her website, but that woman is a lunatic for thinking these things, because it will never happen, alright? Americans are the largest standing army on the earth, with over 50% of American homes being in possession of one or more guns. Actually, the numbers of guns outnumber the people. So, yeah, there's 300 million of us in America, I believe. That would mean there's about 150,000 150 million people that got guns and ammo and can shoot them. Excuse me. So that basically equates to, as the Japanese government had stated after the war, the reason they never invaded was because there'd be a rifle behind every blade of grass, and that's the truth of the matter. You come to America looking at even the government with its 400,000 troops and all this, they think they're going to do anything about it. They're mistaken too. And if Dianne Feinstein, she's a nutbag, and I'm sure a lot of even her constituents regard her as a nutbag. So she's really not going to be passing any kind of bill, even anywhere near close to what she proposes, if it doesn't just get thrown out by the House entirely. It's just utter lunacy what she's proposing, and Obama will be right on board with it. It'll be like, yeah, grab the guns. We don't need people with access to assault weapons, which is, as we can argue, is a moot point. Criminals, by definition, breaking the law. They're not gonna obey that law. They'll just break it and give one. It's very easy. There's lots of them floating around out here, and that's their main problem. And that's where the founding fathers were so smart. The main problem with a gun grab is going to be that it's impossible. When you have like just such saturation of the populace with guns, so many even criminals and law-abiding people alike that don't like authority and respect their right to have a gun and keep it as an American, those people, I would imagine they're a little harder to control than old maids waiting in the cold you got waiting in a bread line, isn't it? And that's the main part. That's why you'll never get the guns out of the gun owner's hands, or make it illegal to have them and tell them turn it in, because they'll shoot you. That's the fact of the matter. You will lose. There are not enough police to go around for a mission like that. There aren't enough UN soldiers coming to aid the police in a mission like that. There aren't enough soldiers in the effing world to. Come on, this is America, dude. Seriously, it's a very dangerous place to live because there's lots of guns all over the place. It's one of our biggest problems, and coincidentally, the only solution: to have a gun on every hip. Just like the Old West, it was American right and tradition. I believe in this movement that people are talking about starting a gun on every hip. Because when you got people walking around, every person in the crowd's got a gun on their hip. I would imagine the cops would be polite, everybody. It would just be a better place if there was a gun on every hip. And I'm all for it. In Georgia, you can open carry long guns, which is like assault rifles. And you may have noticed that whole Occupy Atlanta thing where Occupy was doing just fine, and they were saying rappers showed up and stuff. There weren't. I had friends that were there. But there were very obviously, big sections of the city controlled by police, and there were like people that worked for the police walking around in the crowd in civilian clothes, like communicating. They were like talking into their wrists and stuff like CIA agents. It was pathetic. They weren't even trying to hide it. And then a guy came out walking around with an AK-47. A lot of people don't know that in Georgia it's perfectly legal to walk around anywhere, public, that's not inside of a school or a public building or a church. You're good to carry anywhere to go. That's your right. And I've walked around. I carry shotguns sometimes. I carry the SKS sometimes. I'm looking at a CZ, which is a beautiful gun. I'd be carrying that around a little bit because it's smaller and a lot easier to wield than the SKS. There's a lot more flexibility there. But yeah, I'm with Patriot Nurse, and if you haven't checked out Patriot Nurse's channel too, go check her out too. She's a real cool chick. But I'm with her totally, 100% all the way on her last video. No, you can't have my guns. And no, I think I'm done giving up my rights for people. So yeah, I think that the government or anybody else, or any authorities who want to register me like that, no, I'm not going to register with you. No, I'm not registering my guns. No, I'm not giving you my guns. No, I'm not giving you my high capacity magazines either. And I'm going to keep them. And I'm going to let them take. So good luck on that one for them, because they're going to need it if they want to go around confiscating guns or even banning the sale and manufacture. Do you know how many jobs are going to cost American people to build parts for ARs and build parts to keep people safe the world over? The gun industry is a huge industry. I mean, it's like, what are you trying to do? Atlas shrugged, like shut all the systems down? No, I think I'm through giving up my gun rights, and I'm not giving them anymore. So I guess that's just a bottom line. We got to draw a line, a gun on every hip, and to let them know that, you know, we the people, motherfucker, and they ain't no one gonna take my goddamn gun. I'd like to see them try it. I really would like to see that. I bet you mine's bigger, and I bet you it's not a little pistol. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of people having as much power as them. And it's the only thing. Every time we rear our ugly heads, these people back down. They take a step back. So just rear your ugly head. And gun owners out there, hang tough, stay safe, and always remember, there's a wealth around you.